Questioning you calling on the phone and talking on the phone with. Questioning doing crime with. And questioning that you got the authorization to check. You can't check me.
With the TI situation, if he did that, you're a rat too. I don't spare no mother about it. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King, you know it, and your mama know it.
Looks like King Harris ain't letting nobody play with his name, especially when that rat label gets thrown around in connection to his pops, and all signs point to him aiming straight at Boosie for running his mouth. Let's spin it back for a second. Remember when Boosie sat down with Vlad TV and flat out called T.I. a rat? No filter, no hesitation. He claimed Tip admitted to working with the feds, even saying he put charges on his own late cousin. That claim shook people up and had everybody looking at Tip sideways like, wait, what?
With the TI situation, if he did that, you're a rat too. I don't spare no mother about it. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
But Boosie didn't just say it and walk away. He doubled down hard, canceling the joint album he and T.I. were cooking up. A whole project gone, vanished overnight like it never existed. And you know Tip wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back fast, saying the whole story was twisted, exaggerated, and blown out of proportion. According to him, that so-called confession was nothing but a hypothetical conversation, not something pulled out of real paperwork. Then Tip turned the tables even further, claiming he's got the official documents to prove he never snitched. And he didn't stop there. He started firing right back at Boosie, throwing shade of his own.
You show somebody paperwork.
And they still fuck with the rat. What you call them?
If you show somebody paperwork, and the person who questioned my paperwork still with the person who wanted the paperwork you showed me, what do we do then?
Tip basically said, "Who are you to call me out?" and even slid in a jab at Boosie's own past, hinting at whispers that he might have done some talking himself to duck heavy time. Then Boosie spun the block real quick, backtracking just a little, saying maybe he jumped to conclusions about Tip without ever seeing the actual paperwork first. It wasn't no full-on apology, but it showed he knew he might have rushed that rat talk.
Questioning you calling on the phone and talking on the phone with. Questioning doing crime with. And questioning that you got the authorization to check. You can't check me.
But instead of letting it die down, Boosie flipped the whole script, claiming he's got a so-called snitch tape on Tip, trying to brand him with that paperwork stamp for real. And he didn't stop at Tip either. He dragged King Harris straight into the crossfire. Boosie threw dirt on his name too, calling him, just like his pops, a rat, a loudmouth, and a clout chaser. Things got even messier when Boosie brought up King's 2024 fiasco, when he nearly crashed into a cop car with weed sitting in plain view and a gun strapped to his waist. To make matters worse, King was already holding an old warrant from 2022, speeding, suspended license, and a DUI case just sitting in the cut like a ticking time bomb until it finally caught up with him. Now the word on the street is King could be facing a possible 5-year stretch, and that's a direct hit to the tough street life image he's been trying to sell. People been saying T.I. warned him for years, but King just wasn't listening.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well? All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety.
Take
okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. I'm gonna just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You want this hat to go with you?
Not I'm going to jail.
I'm sorry, I didn't give you the update. So they did confirm it. So the warrant is valid and they do want you.
Matter of fact, back in 2022, Tip told him straight up, if you don't slow down, the only classroom you'll be learning in is a jail cell. Now this is where things really heat up, because King Harris ain't keeping quiet no more. Instead of brushing it off, he's stepping right into the fire, throwing shots back at Boosie like he's ready for war. King went live, saying straight up he ain't scared of no man calling him out, and that Boosie should keep his mouth shut if he ain't got facts. That's a bold move, especially with the internet watching every second. King made it crystal clear he's riding for his pops no matter what.
My son, think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
He told fans he's tired of folks disrespecting TY's name and spreading fake stories like they were gospel. And just when people thought he'd stop there, King doubled down, clowning Boosie for being obsessed with his family's business and saying, "It sounds like you need us more than we ever needed you. Shots fired." But here's the wild part. King didn't just defend himself and his dad, he flipped the spotlight right back on Boosie's own skeletons. He reminded everybody that rumors been swirling for years about Boosie's cases and how some folks believe he talked to Dodge serious time. King's basically saying, don't throw stones when you're living in a glass house. Now the internet is buzzing. Fans are split down the middle. Some are backing King for standing tall and holding his ground, while others are saying he's digging himself into a deeper mess by feeding the drama. Either way, one thing's for sure. This father-son alliance ain't backing down anytime soon. But Boosie ain't falling for that concerned father act one bit. He's pointing the finger right back at TI, saying Tip been fueling King's wild ways from the start. And honestly, it ain't hard to picture. Just look back at that heated Waffle House incident when King was only 17, clowning workers on camera and treating them like they were beneath him. Instead of checking his son, TI doubled down, defending King by saying, when you're rich, you get to do what you want, and that the employees were just jealous of the life his boy was living. That move had the internet on fire, dragging Tip for enabling his son's rude behavior. One person commented, "So far, T, I has failed at parenting this child. This is a disgrace." Another added, "T, I raised him to think he's better than regular people."
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it, and your mama know.
With takes like that, how's Tip gonna turn around now and act like he's been warning King all along? But here's where it gets even messier. People flipped it right back on Boosie, saying he ain't got the right to judge TI at all. Why? Because his own son, Tootie Raw, is out here making headlines too. Word is Tootie just got arrested in Atlanta on some heavy charges, illegal firearms possession, reportedly with a Glock fitted with a switch, plus several other counts stacked on top. Reports say Tootie even tried to take off, leading cops on a chase before running into the woods, where they caught him with dangerous weapons in hand. Now folks are saying, how Boosie gonna throw rocks when his own house looking shaky? Now the streets are buzzing with a whole new conversation. This ain't just about TI and Boosie anymore. It's about the next generation of their bloodlines acting reckless. People saying these rap sons are moving like crash dummies, trying to live up to street legends, but only ending up in mugshots. King Harris and Tootie Raw turning into walking headlines, and not for their music either. For King, it's wild arrests, Waffle House meltdowns, and live stream rants that got him trending more for chaos than talent. And with Tootie Raw, it's those heavy gun charges. Reports of him running from cops with a modified Glock in hand like he thought he was in a movie. Both of them carrying their father's last names like trophies, but acting like they untouchable. Now fans are asking the real question. Are TI and Boosie even in control anymore? Some say the fathers set the tone years ago, flexing fame, money, and street ties, and now the kids are copying it to the extreme. Others argue this is proof fame can't raise kids right, no matter how much cash is in the bank.
You know, me and his uncles, you know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. And I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
And the internet is ruthless. Memes flooding timelines with side-by-side pics of the father's old mugshots next to their son's fresh ones. The message? Like father, like son. But while the jokes are flying, the stakes are deadly serious. Because these ain't harmless antics. They're charges that could lock both boys away for years. And the internet ain't letting Boosie slide either. One dude hit hard saying, "Last time I checked, Boosie don't even have his own kids in line. How can he call out somebody else's parenting?" Another chimed in, "Boosie need to stay quiet on fatherhood talk. You a terrible father yourself." The shade was non-stop, and then Whack 100 poured gasoline on the flames during an interview, hinting that maybe T.I. had even snitched on his own father. That comment had folks' jaws dropping. So if Boosie got chaos in his own household, why is he clowning King Harris like his son ain't moving reckless the same way? This ain't just clout chasing. This is a feud that's been bubbling for years. Boosie coming for King wasn't random. It was a straight shot at Tip himself. And here's the backstory. This fire first sparked when Boosie made those wild comments about Dwayne Wade's daughter. The internet dragged him heavy, calling him out for being disrespectful and transphobic. And guess who one of the loudest voices checking him was? T.I. exclamation mark. Tip jumped on Instagram and told Boosie straight up to mind his business and stop worrying about another man's kids. That's when the seed got planted. Ever since then, Boosie been swinging every chance he gets. Whether it's calling Tip a snitch in that gun case, bashing his parenting skills, or clowning his family in public. So when King slipped up and caught headlines with his own scandals, Boosie saw the perfect moment to twist the knife even deeper. This ain't about King. It's about dragging T.I. through his son's mistakes and flipping the story into one big narrative. Tip failing as a father. Now with Whack 100 stepping in, this whole thing done spilled way past T.I. and Boosie. It's becoming an industry-wide circus. Whack threw that bomb about Tip possibly snitching on his own father, and ever since, social media been eating it up like it's gospel. Clips from the interview been chopped up and posted everywhere. TikTok, IG, Twitter, and the comments are ruthless. Folks debating if there's any truth behind it, while others saying Whack just stirring the pot for clicks. But one thing's clear, the rap game is watching. Because this ain't just about two fathers barking at each other anymore. It's about reputations, paperwork, and who can really claim to be solid in a culture where rat is the ultimate scarlet letter. And once that label sticks, it don't matter if it's true or not. The streets will never look at you the same. King Harris jumped back into the fire too, saying he don't care what Whack, Boosie, or anybody else gotta say. He's standing 10 toes for his family. He told fans straight up, "Y'all not gonna tarnish my pop's name while I'm alive." But the more King talks, the more critics say he's only fanning the flames, keeping the spotlight on his family's dirt. Meanwhile, Boosie fans are clowning heavy, calling it karma, and saying Tip's empire is crumbling in real time. Memes popping up of King and Tootie side by side in orange jumpsuits with captions like, "Family tradition." It's messy, it's personal, and at this point, it feels like every move is being broadcast in the court of public opinion. And that's why every slip-up from King hit so hard. The Waffle House fights, the arrests, even those messy paternity rumors. They all turned into weapons aimed straight at Tip's legacy. The internet don't ever forget, and Boosie knew exactly how to twist the knife. Truth is, King was never the real target here. He's just the pawn. The real war has always been between his pops and Boosie. For Boosie, clowning King was the perfect chess move to embarrass Tip in front of the whole world. For Tip, every messy headline about his son feels like another crack in the image he spent years building. And for King, he's caught dead in the middle, trying to prove himself while the internet keeps dragging him as a walking punchline. So here's the real question. Do you think Boosie's exposing something real, or is he just obsessed with tearing T.I. down at every chance he gets? And what about King? Does he buckle under the pressure, or finally flip the script and shut everybody up? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. And if you're rocking with the raw truth, don't just scroll by, lock in, smash that like, hit subscribe to Public Secrets, and keep it rolling with the next jaw dropper. Loading up now.